The detrimental experience that violates humane rights is made deliberately to change and reason trauma to a woman's sexual body for non-medical reasons. It is a shape of conquest, and it has struck above 200 millionth female and girls about the planet. But in comparison with some forms of abuse and discrimination, FGM is one wherever large advance has been done above the history few many decades. It has now been outlawed in 26 out of the 29 African countries on the mainland in that it is centered. In January, Liberia was the newest nation to enter a ban, although for just 1 year and girls by 18. I expect how the ban will be done constant and intensified by the new CEO, George Weah, so how it can be outlawed for all Liberia female. Liberia follows the favorable pulse of 2015 while FGM was prohibited in both of Nigeria and the Gambia. Somaliland has proclaimed a fatwas on FGM, a really hopeful move to a full ban on the humane rights misuse in a incidence bet of 98%, the highest in the planet. February 6 is World Day of Null Toleration to FGM. The African-led lead is much stronger rather than always, and the day presents a time to represent on which should occur following if we are to reach World Purpose 5, that telephone call for an end to FGM by 2030. Though Frontline link groups are possessing a main effect, people increase in struck countries tool how all job as necessary to be scale up. The severe true is how except we speed efforts and growth financing to end FGM, especially to local groups love the Tazaru Save Center and the Gakeo Center, we are not departure to be capable to end it at any time quickly. I include consumable many decades support efforts to end FGM and all forms of abuse versus female and girls. Which was one day a ban object no one dared to say of is now of. In spite enlarged levels of knowledge and the strides how countries include done, normally due to the difficult job of frontline link groups, financing to end FGM has been minimum. In 2013 the UK's Division for World Growth, DFID, done the largest always finance obligation to end FGM in £35 metre. In spite the slight financing has achieved local groups how our guideline the changing growth initiatives alleged in 2016 how less than rather than 2% of world aid in fact reaches the frontline channel. For FGM the is potential to be though less than. Instead of, control consultancies and world organizations include benefited of these cash time regional against FGM campaigners include been substantially leftward of. The quite colonialist attitude has intended how we include skipped opportunities for such on the frontline link, who aware top how to end FGM, to construct their organizations near their standard of effect. To assist compensation the financing disbalance I set up funder straight activity in 2011. We newly start up the FWA Dorkinu Foundation to end FGM, mentioned following the fabulous militant FWA Dorkinu OBE, who at first driven focus to the experience many decades ago and done it her lifetime's job to raise the question on the world phase. Partners FWA Dorkinu entered me to Agnes Perillo, founding member of the Tazaru Save Center in Kenya, and Hawa Aden Mohammed, who based the Gakeo Center in Somalia. They include Bin House the motion for changing of the cradle up. Both of female are FGM survivors who include consumable their lives devoted to defending girls at hazard. It is courageous and frequently ungrateful job. By stimulating Maurice both of include as well had to person huge levels of hazard and misuse. But they include stored lives and are yet manufacturing a changing. Several countries include been more than success rather than other in reduction FGM incidents. Kenya is guideline the way globally, and above a 30-year time, national surveys show how FGM rates has diminished of 41% to 11% in the East African nation, an unbelievable successful examining the top levels of impedance floored by regional campaigners. Above a such time, Liberia diminished the detrimental experience of 72% to 31%, Burkina Faso of 89% to 58%, and Egypt of 97% to 70%. Unsurprisingly, nearby the government omission on the question, efforts by against FGM campaigners in Sudan, Mountain Range Leone and Mali include shown far less than successful. No fair an African question. FGM is not fair an African question. It is found in Indonesia, Malaysia, India, Pakistan, Colombia, and Singapore. And above 500,000 female and girls include been struck in both of the Europe Association and the joint state. Disgusting figures liberated in 2016 for Indonesia shows how on 60 millionth female and girls include been struck by FGM, nearly part of the nation's woman people. No knows the complete scope of the question about the planet as we include yet to see exact statistic for lot some countries wherever we aware the experience continues to already exist, not to refer such territories wherever it is lie. FGM has no public health benefits. Quite it can reason dramatic instant complications, though die via bleeding or contagion. In the much longer period, a lady or female who has been cut potential many faces a life expectancy of public health and mental ensuing consequences. Though occasionally mined to be authorized by religious, FGM is not aforementioned in any main sectarian texts and before dates modern confessions. About the planet, educational efforts include created and knowledge how makes it probable to think how it could end generally. We aware which plant. We aware which doesn't. Which remnant is compelling world donors to changing their antiquated patterns of financing and very confidence these female at the local, who include made so lot, and can do so lot more than to assist defend the 30 millionth girls at hazard the 10 years one, girls who will with hope never include to person the terrible misuse of their physical consistency.